the Phillies and the Mets.
Ooh.
Now, this was absolutely unreal. So the Phillies absolutely just fell apart and melted down against the Mets last week. This is on Thursday. And Brig, I have to tell you, I have to talk about this every week because I have my little parlays that I do.
Yeah.
I had the Phillies money line in that game. They were down 7-1 going into the ninth inning. I was like, well, one of them's not going to hit. That's just the way it goes.
Yeah.
And then, Brig, they go and they score 7 runs in the top of the ninth inning to win the game. Going into that game, the Mets, as a franchise, were 0-330 going into the ninth inning down 6 or more runs. They came back and they won it. And
in the top of the ninth. That's crazy.
In the top of the ninth. And I was pumped. I could not believe it. I was so excited. I was like, yes, the parlay lives for another 5 minutes until the Blue Jays blew it because they stink right now, apparently.
Yeah, well, they're playing with 4 hours. They deserve it.
Yeah, you're right.
So take that.
But my question for you, Brig, about this whole thing is, does this comeback / meltdown, does it say more about the Phillies as a team or about the Mets as a team?
The Mets.
More
about the Mets. Yes, because they are not going to met the bed this year, dude. I'm telling you.
You're right.
I'm just telling you. I don't know if it's Buck Showalter or if it's the staff they have or it's the pitching changes. I don't know, but it says more about the Mets. The Mets are hungry. They're in it to win it. They're their first team to 20 wins in all of baseball.
Yep, first team to get 20 wins this season. That is a feat in and of itself. The other thing too that's funny, as far as the Phillies go, is that I told Mel that the Mets were down 7-1. I told Mel going into like the 7th inning, I was like, but we'll see what happens when we get deep into the bullpen because you never know with the Phillies.
It's true.
And I feel like that's something that it says about the Phillies too, is they need some work on that bullpen for sure because they were a huge problem last year, continue to be a huge problem this year. Need to fix it.
Yeah, and so the question is, do we tear down? Is it time for Philadelphia to start rebuilding midway through this year, maybe the end of the season? Because it's early right now to make.
It's very early. It's very early. They're 12-16. Gene Segura just hit a home run off of Chris Flexen, so they're up 1-0 right now.
Outstanding.
But so this is the thing that I said. Harper signed with the Phillies in 2019, in the offseason going into 2019 season.
Yep.
I told my buddy, I said, I give this team 3 to 5 years to win a World Series. If it doesn't happen, they trade him.
Mm-hmm.
Because you can't have that albatross on your payroll and not win games.
No,
that's 100%. The expectation with the Phillies now. So I think give them 1 more year. I think next year at the absolute latest. If they don't win, then they tear it down. This year, I think honestly, if they miss the playoffs, we could see some massive changes coming.
Totally. Okay, so would one of those changes be Joe Girardi? Does he stay or does he go?
He's probably got to go.
I think so. I think he has to go. If they really tear it down, I think they start there.
Yeah, I think so too. And that was one of the things. So Jason and Tori with the Philly Baseball Together podcast, that's one of the things they talked about, is that they don't like the way that Joe Torre, kind of his tone.
Girardi.
Yeah, Joe Girardi. In 1999, Brig.
Hey, stop it. You stop it.
But anyway, they don't like Joe Girardi's tone after games like this because they can blow this massive lead or they can get blown out. Or they can win a game and he still has the flat, like, well, there were some encouraging things that we saw out there.
Sure.
But
how much of that is his press conference persona? And how much of that translates to the closed door of the clubhouse?
I don't know. He's pretty even keeled, generally speaking, right?
Totally. I know all about it. Yeah.
So, it might be just coach speak, right?
Mm-hmm.
That he doesn't want to create bulletin board material. He doesn't want to do anything like that because he doesn't want to have a Yankee situation last year where the Yes Network was calling out the players.
Yep.
Right? Because he's been there. He's lived that.
For sure.
So maybe that's why he's so even keeled that way. But Jason was like, we need somebody who's gonna hold these players accountable and call them out. It's like, well, okay, like I get it, it's Philly, but at the same time, like maybe it is happening behind closed doors.
I don't think he's a throw the table kind of guy. You know, he's not going to come in and dump everything. But I don't think he's going to let him off the hook either. I see him being more like a thin-lipped, angry, disappointed dad at the end of the dinner table kind of a guy.
Yeah.
Where he's like glowers at you, thin-lipped, and he's like, you know what you did. I don't even have to say it. I think that's what I get
he's
from
just
Joe.
Disappointed.
Yeah, that's what I get. I don't know.
Could be.
We'll see.
Yeah. Anyway. But go check out Jason and Tori's Philly Baseball Together podcast to listen to the rest of. They recorded a special episode right after that, the day after that happened, and it's a good listen. There's a lot of interesting stuff coming from Phillies fans.